I do think that some of the key issues were, I think, the Dobbs decision. People said that happened so early in the year that people would forget about it, but a lot of people did not. And while it wasn't an issue for some, and I think that's because for many people of means, abortion is always going to be a possibility because they can travel elsewhere or they can get certain care. For many other people, it became a big issue, particularly when the stories started to come out about women who were miscarrying and forced to deliver the child. Yes, bread and butter issues were big. And I think, particularly with African Americans, when you talk about the issue of crime, it's very nuanced, of course. Nobody is in favor of criminals, but many folks feel that criminal justice reform is also on the table because policing can be both fair and effective. So that was an issue as well. I think for people, LGBTQ folks, African Americans and others, when they hear the rhetoric, they can't dismiss it, as one of the guests have said, of just, oh, that's just rhetoric, that's just things people are saying. Not that I want to connect that rhetoric to some of the violence that has happened against these communities, because of course that those are individuals doing crimes. But when you see some of the so-called manifestos of some of these folks, even young people coming out and having violence on these communities, that is a big issue because it is existential in a sense about your very existence. And I do agree that folks like DeSantis, the legal things that he's bringing up in Florida about censoring, teaching about certain historical events, systemic racism, and other pieces of history. When folks get a big, close look on these other candidates, they will see that, yes, they are like Trump. And we'll see how long that lasts, this bubble that these other folks are going to come and swoop in, because I think, I was never one to underestimate Trump. After 8 years of Barack Obama, a Trump presidency where he came in talking very divisively was very fertile ground for someone like him to be elected. But I think next year, when we start talking about what's going to happen, that these folks in the midterm, in, say, Republicans in New York that talked about the issues are going to be running head on against some of these other folks like Marjorie Taylor Greene that want to prosecute Anthony Fauci and look to the past and relitigate things and start impeaching everybody in the Biden administration. Because I think voters have said that they don't want to concentrate on this. So they have the majority now, the Republicans, but we'll see how the divisiveness in their own group, how that plays out.